Hello friends, welcome back to the farm with Don and Brenda. This is week 2 of the bathroom remodel. This is in the second floor of our 1840 farmhouse, and it was a bathroom that I used that needed to be remodeled. Last week we tore out the sink and the toilet, and we removed this heavy fiberglass board that covered the whole room. It was very unattractive, but once we removed it, we discovered what was underneath. And before that, there was a tile. So we're left with mastic and glue on the walls. Though this week, we're gonna try to move ahead. And one of the key decisions we have to make over this last week is this old bathtub, heavy cast iron. Do we remove it and put in a shower, or do we work with it? And after giving it thought and other research, we decided we're gonna keep this tub. It's really not in that bad shape. So we purchased a shower unit to go around on this side, and over the next week or two, it will unfold all of Brenda's remodeling ideas. So come and join us and see how it goes. Well, I see an Allen, which I may have to take that off first. Okay. Okay, now I'm preparing to install the shower surround. The shower surround goes on 3 sides of the tub, and was tricky because the surround needed a full 60 inches by 30 inches. Now the tub is 60 by 30, but if you look carefully at the walls there, they're actually going over the lip of the tub, which meant I did not have enough to install the surround. What I also didn't like is that the plywood and the wall went over the lip of the tub, which meant that when moisture was in the bathtub and from the shower, it would hit that plywood and would be drawn up into the wood, and we had the beginning of some rot. All right, this would be interesting. Oh yeah, there's the brick. Yep, there's the posts. And there's the brick in between them. There's another post there. So.
Oh, that is so cool.
That is the real deal. 1840. Oh, yeah. The mortar's still in pretty good shape. Bricks. Yeah. Okay. Well.
What's next?
I gotta keep tearing out. I had to remove the one wall completely, and then I had to remove the upper and lower portion of the long sidewall because the shower surround required me to attach it directly to the stud in order to get the full 60 by 30. So this was kind of a tricky job, but the whole time I was working on it, I was afraid that we might not be able to get that shower surround in there, and then I had no idea what we were going to do.
Wow.
Okay, look at all that beautiful lath and plaster. And I didn't break through any of it.
Good boy.
Yeah. I'm relieved.
Me too.
This was probably the toughest part of the project, putting this tub surround in, because this is not a standard size bathroom, and we made it just barely. I had to clear a lot, cut out to the studs. I made a mess on the second floor. There's dust all through.
It might not just be the second floor.
Yeah, you know, but it's in. And now I feel pretty good. I'll be able to rest tonight. So all I have to do is, there's 2 more panels that go on and they just slide down in. This wall I have to take my time and do more insulation, but isn't that cool? I love seeing that brickwork there. Too bad it has to cover up.
I know. Wish we could leave it exposed
yeah.
somewhere.
The last tricky thing, at least on this phase of the project, is cutting the 3rd panel to make the proper holes for the plumbing and for the tub filling and the shower. So I might get our son Jake, who does construction and handyman, and he's known for being more precise, more precision than I am. So what do you think, Brenda?
I think that would be a very, very good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it would probably take some stress out of it too.
Yeah,
so.
for me too.
Yeah, hey, let's call it a night.
Okay, time for a glass of wine.
Yeah. Okay, wow, I thought the back large panel was going to be the toughest install, but it turned out that the end one was tougher because I had to not only cut 2 holes to fit perfectly for the plumbing, I also had to maneuver around it to install it. So I'm not always known, as I mentioned earlier, for precision measuring. So instead of measuring, I thought I better use a template to get the holes in the right place. So I just used a cardboard template and then transferred it over to the panel where my hole saw would go. Fortunately, the hole saw cut real clean holes, and it didn't splinter or shatter in any way, so I was pretty happy with that. Once I had the holes cut, now I simply needed to install the panel. Very quickly put it in place, but then I had to figure out how I was going to maneuver around the plumbing and get the tabs in the slots in the proper place. It took quite a bit of finesse and movement back and forth, and I had to be gentle because I didn't want to break or tear something permanent. So it took me probably 10 minutes of sliding and jiggling, maneuvering to get it in place. But I was very relieved once it went in place. So I'm kind of an eternal optimist. I always think that the last piece was the most difficult, and it's going to be easy sailing from here on. Maybe not. That tightens it up pretty good. It's pretty solid already. Just put 1 or 2 more in here, and then I can put the side panel and fasten it. All right, we got the 3rd panel to go in, and fortunately this one has no cutouts. But if you look on here, there's little posts that go in here, and they go in a little groove. So we've got this slot that goes into the slot there, and then you have the posts, and that holds it pretty tight. What made the other one was so tricky is that we had the plumbing pieces sticking out, so it made it difficult to put this in the slot and get it to slide down. So this one should be a piece of cake, so we'll see. And then it's in the slot. Now it just has to slide down. There we go. We're good. Now I just have to fasten it in. And there's our shower enclosure. Okay, we finished the surround, and I thought that was going to be the toughest part of the job, but I bought a beautiful Moen faucet, and I thought before I put on the new controls and the new shower head, I probably should replace the internal controls at the mixer in case there was a problem with the mixer valve. So I wanted to pull out the old cartridge, and wow, was that tough. I tried pulling the cartridge out, it would not go. I found out that they make a cartridge puller. So I went to the store and got that, picked up this handy little tool, and it is used to remove this cartridge. This thing was in so hard, I thought I was going to rip the plumbing out of the wall. I know you thought the same.
He was tugging and pulling. I mean, we can't even express how hard it was to get that thing out.
And we didn't get any video of that.
Because we were too frustrated.
And it probably wouldn't have been fit to put on our video. But anyway, I got it out. But the trouble didn't end there. I went to install the new cartridge, and it was so tight. I tried putting it in the way they showed on the video that easily slid in. No go. Ended up damaging it. And I had to use this tool to remove that one. So I had to buy another $50 cartridge. And before I installed the last one, I did more work to clean out. I spent probably 15 minutes using some vinegar and this wire brush. So we cleaned it out really well, and it did go in better. So finally now we have our beautiful Moen cartridge here, and let's see if there we go.
But it was blood, sweat, and tears to get that thing in.
And to add insult to injury, there was no shut-off valve for the shower. So I had to shut the water off in the whole house. And then before I fixed it, before we go to bed, I had to install a shut-off valve. Unfortunately, it was PEX plumbing, so it was pretty easy to put shark bite quarter turn shut off, so then we could turn the water on to the house. But anyway, hopefully that's the last challenge we have in this whole project.
Fingers crossed. So what you got there, dear?
First piece. Looks like we get it in.
It's hard working in this tight space.
Yeah.
And yes.
I think it's gonna work.
First piece of beadboard.
Yep.
That's our creative solution to cover up all that yucky stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
And I love beadboard.
There we go.
Nice.
You know what I always forget?
I'm checking out how you're being so tall.
Yeah. You know what I forgot until I started putting these boards up. These old places, nothing is square, nothing is plumb. So we're gonna get them up and make sure they're plumb and they're right. I'm just gonna have to have a lot of trim in the end. It'll look good, but
Oh, it'll look great.
it's just a little frustrating.
Well, I don't like things perfect, remember?
Yeah.
So it'll work for me.
Okay.
I like kind of old wonky things.
Yeah. All right, making progress putting the tongue and groove on. I did use a 1/4-inch plywood tongue and groove rather than just a paneling tongue and groove because we're going floor to ceiling, and I've seen too many of them with the paneling on it that after time they just kind of get waffly, and I don't like the feel as much. If, on the other hand, if I was doing just wainscoting, I probably would just use that lightweight paneling. But nevertheless, it's going on good. We're covering over a lot of mastic and bumps and holes, and I just really wanted something substantial. So it's working out well. I'm also using a trim screw. It's a very small head, and it has a T10 insert in it, and this is holding it in place good. Now my son's going to come help me finish up, and he has a pneumatic air brad nailer, and he'll come along and put a lot of small brads in it. So next here I'm going to put the piece. I have to cut out this hole, and I'm going to do something, because I hate measuring, and sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. But here's a little trick. I'm just going to put a piece of a paper towel with oil in it, and I'm going to press it up against this, and I'm going to get a stain on it exactly where I have to drill the hole. So this gets me out of having to do precision measuring, because I'm not always a precision kind of guy. So let's see how this works out. And I guess the key is to better get it right where you want it. That looks good. And hopefully we're making a good mark there. There we go. Got a nice stain on there. So I'll go ahead and drill that out. All right. We'll see how it goes.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Way to go, dear. You're making headway.
Yeah.
Good job. Looks good.
Making progress putting the wall board up. Here's one piece with a couple different cuts around our plumbing, the supply line and the drain. And I also have a supply for the toilet there, but I'm going to try to have it come a little short. But that's going to be the challenge point. See if I can slide this thing in where it needs to go.
Bingo.
Well, not quite there yet. The board's a little bowed, but it looks like it's going in okay. And what I did, 'cause I'm not always the best carpenter, but look at that, you can't hardly see where the seam is. What I tried to do is wherever the seams, where the panels abut, I tried to put it behind, because the sink is going to be here, and then we have the mirror, and then a light, so there won't be, but that's a pretty good seam. I don't think you're going to even notice it anyway.
I think it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. This is something else I've been dreading. There's been 3 or 4 parts of this project I've been dreading, so I'm pretty happy to have this. It's at the end of the day, and there's nothing better than having a perfect cut and a board go in place. Well, we're making a lot of progress.
We are so happy to have that part of it behind us.
Yeah, it feels good to have the wall board, the flooring up, and the shower surround, and the plumbing's basically in position. Now, the third session coming up is probably going to be the most fun.
Yes, for me it's fun. That's picking the paint colors, picking any new fixtures, any new curtains, shower curtains.
Yeah, and
painting. I love painting.
while hesitant in the beginning, I am really excited about it because I can see where it's going. And it's good stuff.
And he knows he's going to have the nicest bathroom in the whole house.
We wanted just to share a little bit about why we decided to go the direction we did with the shower surround. As I mentioned in the video, 30 by 60, there just wasn't enough clearance between the wall and where the door was. Most of them are 32 inches or more. It just was too tight to put in a shower install, and I did not want to do a custom tile shower stall.
No, we weren't quite up for that.
No, definitely not.
So we'll come up with some creative storage ideas.
Yeah. So I'm really happy with it because that tub is solid, and I like it.
Now that everything else is going to be pretty, the tub's fine.
And I originally thought too, because I was so frustrated with the finish, that we just ripped all the wallboard up all the way down to studs and start over. But it just didn't make sense to do that. First of all, the plumbing and electrical's all in good shape. It's all modern Romex and PEX plumbing. So we didn't need to tear into any of that. And the backer board, once we took that fiberglass panel off, the backer board was solid. The other thing that we didn't realize when we started is that 2 of those 4 walls were exterior walls on the original farmhouse, which meant there was really no way to get additional insulation on it, unless we put 2x4s or 2x6s, and there's
no room to do that in there.
No, it cannot be done.
So 2 of the walls would look just like that, although they probably have windows in them. We don't know what all's cut into those walls, but that's what the 2 walls would be.
Yeah. So I agree, and we've had some comments of just rip it down, put other new studs in, and it just simply would not work out.
If it was a bigger bathroom, yes. As it is,
every
it's
inch
tiny.
mattered. In fact, I was so worried when we put the beadboard on behind the toilet, I was concerned that it pushed it out too far and we would not be able to reinstall. So we still have the 12-inch that you needed, but
we haven't put it in yet, but we should be able to fit it in there.
But I was a little worried about that. So even an 1/8 of an inch more concerned me.
It's tight.
So, hey, just one other thing more on a personal note. You can see in the videos, and some have commented, videos and other friends, and notice that when I'm working, you can see my hands, and I do have a tremor. And people were concerned that I might be not well. It's a benign, essential tremor. And I've had it for more than 30 years. And many members of our family have had it in different generations. So while it does get a little worse when you get older, it's really nothing serious, and it's not related to Parkinson's or anything. So I hope I don't make anyone feel uncomfortable with it. It is a little more difficult sometimes doing fine work, but we laugh at it.
But you see how well he did at everything.
Yeah, but you sometimes you put a screw on the end of a thing and then it shakes and you can't do anything but laugh. But anyway, I'm very happy. We're both in great health, and if that's all we have to put up with is a tremor like that, it's okay.
He gets things done. I'm actually thinking he's gotten so good at beadboard. Where else do I want beadboard?
No, I don't think so.
I'll give him a little bit of a break. Yeah, but now a lot of the stuff falls to me to come up with all the design, and I have all kinds of plans. I pull out the paint wheel and I get very excited.
I have complete confidence that you will
We'll
work
see.
it out.
It usually works out okay, but this is the exciting fun part for me.
Yeah.
So be sure to tune in next week and see
The exciting conclusion.
See if it turns out as good as it looks in my head. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.